To call the License Committee to order at 6 p.m. sort of sharp. And I would like to ask Mr. Onassis Martinez, owner of 100% Auto, if you could come to the rostrum and simply tell us your name and your address.
Onassis Martinez, 93 Riverside Avenue, Warwick, Rhode Island.
Thank you. The reason that you are here today is the City Council received 4 letters of concern regarding transactions that were completed. One began in December of 2021, and the other 2 were in 2022. We also had a much larger number of complaints. I counted 12 that were sent to us over a 4-year period from the state. So this meeting is to allow you an opportunity to share with us the specific cases that were regarding this year.
Okay.
We're not going to deal with anything prior to this year this evening. We only have half an hour. So I would urge the committee members, if they don't understand something or will have a question, please feel free to raise your hand and then just quickly ask your question. And it's more from us to learn from you.
Okay.
Your view. Thank you. And which case would you like to begin with?
For the record, Ty, I didn't get any emails to update.
I know, it was a glitch in the system.
That's fine, but I know what basically every single case goes through.
Okay, we'll do the best we can.
I appreciate it. So, let's go with case Margaret Rose Rodriguez.
Which one is it? I'm sorry?
I think this was
Margarita Rios Rodriguez. Yes.
She's an elderly woman that came into our establishment and purchased 2011 Chevy Equinox. She financed it. She put her down payment. In the state of Massachusetts, we don't have to, the customer can leave with the car without being inspected. She's a Rhode Island resident.
Right.
But all my cars are guaranteed 110% to pass inspection. The vehicle wasn't registered at the moment, so we need the vehicle registered in order to do so. So she came back with a complaint. Her complaint was a axle that was bad. An axle.
An accident?
Yeah. Axle.
Oh, axle, excuse me, sorry.
She already went through the process of being financed. She did the whole complete process. The car was paid, the finance company paid me, everything was done. She signed her paper. I think it was a week after that, she said, I don't want the vehicle. Now, at that moment in time, it's not in my hands to refund her any funds, but she's on a contract. Now, she's a finance vehicle. She had to talk to the finance company to do so. And she got upset, like typical. I had the car in my possession. I did repair the axle. I did get the vehicle inspected. And after the fact of that, my hands were tied with the finance company. After they signed all the paperwork or documents, they can't turn back the wheels of the financing. So that's about that one.
Are there any questions? Councilor Dolan.
So I don't have a lot of questions. Again, this is to, I know you didn't get the email, which is unfortunate.
Yes.
But has this been resolved?
Well, that vehicle was repoed. It was legally repoed by the finance company. So that deal was definitely resolved.
And you said you did or did not have this inspected for
I
her?
did.
You did?
I did.
Who do you get your inspections through?
Rhode Island, we pick anyone. Basically, this is Sunoco and Pawtucket we go to. There's a few in Providence we go to. And at the same time, the customer can do it themselves. And if there has a fair report, we can repair it after that.
Okay. Who do you use in Massachusetts?
We have Emerald's Auto. We have 123 Mobile.
Did you say Emerald?
Emerald's Auto. They're on Washington Street.
Do you know if that was the particular inspection? Is that where you went for this particular
This
vehicle?
one, if I'm not mistaken, this went to the Sunoco on Pawtucket, Newport Avenue.
All right, so this one was repoed, and that's that on that one. Is there another, are you ready to move on, or?
May I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
Thanks, Ms. Martinez. What was her reason for wanting to return it? So when she said, "I take it," what was her reason?
Yeah, she lived in a low subsidized housing. She doesn't make a lot of money. She did put down payment. You know, after she did the whole process, put her money down, she kind of had second thoughts. You know, she had, not because of the vehicle. Vehicle had a bad axle, but that's nothing to, it's not a bad transmission. Something that's $30 part, we could fix it in the same hour or so. She just had second thoughts, and when you sign the papers with the finance company, and you wait a week or two, this company, they won't make you refund the money. They'll just do a repo on it.
Understood. But just to be clear, it's your recollection that her reasons for a change of mind, nothing to do with the fact that the car that she purchased had a bad axle, not that, just changed her mind.
Yeah, basically, it was just changing mind.
Okay, thank you.
And, for the record, and I understand that I tried my hardest. And I mean, I'll spend everything I have to for a vehicle to pass inspection. I'll lose 100% profit. But if I have 15, and this is my number one thing, I have 15 complaints. I sell about 30 to 40 cars a month. It's an average about over 300 cars. So, but not one person that went to the AG's office or have a complaint here that turned around and said, "No, screw you, I'm out." I make sure that everybody gets taken care of. If it's a repair, or if I gotta pay back the car, I will. So just for the record. Any other questions?
She said she had to have some of her work done at AutoZone in
What vehicle?
Pawtucket.
What vehicle? The one we're still talking about?
Yes.
She never showed me any paperwork on that. There was no paperwork to me given on that vehicle at all. So nothing was done on that car. She probably went and checked it there, but I didn't get no information.
Councilor
Yes, thank you.
DeSimone.
Mr. Martinez, so inasmuch that we, receive the complaints from the customers, do you have any records of your responses? Because we don't have that side. So
Yes,
you had emails with this
absolutely.
woman?
No, from Margarita?
Yeah,
No, she just came in, she talked about it.
right.
She kept on claiming about, she had mental issues, things of that nature.
Right.
Nothing of that case.
You didn't respond via email?
No, she came in person. She came in person.
All right.
She came in person.
Okay. Thank you, Tom.
So let's go on to, is there any other questions on this case? Okay. And you all set, Councilor DeSimone?
Yes, thank you, Tom.
All right, fine. As far as with Ms. Crowley, Pamela Crowley, can you share any information on that case?
No, that's not.
Oh, excuse me, I have the wrong name.
No, that's
Reno?
Green.
Up here, yes. Pamela Crowley,
This is the one.
that's the name. Yes, Pamela Crowley.
Okay. Pamela Crowley purchases. Her son was really the buyer. And this is from the top of my head. The son was really the buyer. The mother came and paid the vehicle off. The son called me 2 weeks before the purchase. I want the car, I want the car. The mother called me after that, said, we want the vehicle, gave a deposit. I said, no problem. The vehicle's not ready to go. She said, no problem, take your time, we'll wait. A week after, the vehicle's all fixed, ready to go. They come and pay for the vehicle, she wants it delivered. One of my guys went and delivered the car straight to them. At the point, and I remember this clearly, the car had a bad battery. I gave her cash for the batteries. Buy a new battery. If anything happens to the car, don't worry about it, we'll take care of it. The son was in Florida. He's changed into an RV, drive around the country with it. So he said, don't worry about it, I'm registered in Florida. Okay. 2 days later, she said, the car don't start. I said, well, needs a new battery. I can send my guy to put the battery in. Well, we don't want it no more. Now, this is a two or 3 weeks process, basically. And I said, wait a second, what's the problem? Well, it won't pass inspection. All my vehicles guaranteed pass inspection, no matter what it is. She claimed on the credit card that she never purchased it. That she just called the credit card company and said it was a fraud transaction, and that's it. I did my claim, and I went forward. They refunded us, and at that point, I never really talked to her again. The vehicle was never registered, or never brought it to me registered. If any issues, any concerns, I would have took care of it.
Did you just, I'm sorry.
No, feel free.
Did you say you refunded her? Is that what you said?
No. She did a credit card fraud transaction saying that she never purchased the car. She had a car in possession, she had a title in possession, and I just sent out the letter back saying it's in their possession. I don't have the vehicle, and they just refunded it back to me in that time frame.
So this is the one,
No, go ahead.
this is the one that has two different bills of sale.
Okay. At the point, we had 2 vehicles, same exact vehicle, different VIN number, and
A Chevy Express and a Chevy Astro.
yeah, it was basically they looked the same, and it was just a clerical error. That's what it was. So the computer software, as soon as we punched it in, it just gave off the wrong VIN, and so it was one year apart, but it looked the same. The vehicle looked identical, the same.
And so what was the resolution on this one?
Oh, we fixed it. That's why she got the new bill of sale when we got delivered.
So she got, which one did she ultimately?
It was the Chevy Express 15 Cargo.
And so this was resolved and she's happy?
Well, I haven't spoken to her since. I never had anything back from her or her son. If I'm not mistaken, I did the vehicle was sent out to Florida, where it was supposed to go.
Well, you have the paperwork, you have all of it now, you have a copy of everything right now?
Yeah, I got the stuff here, something that he gave me, yeah.
So you'll be able to see her extensive timeline
Correct,
once you have
correct.
time to look it over and read through it. Because she's got quite a timeline here.
So the VIN was literally a mistake, which
Yeah, it was
resolved.
just the wrong vehicle, same look identical, but it was just the wrong vehicle and VIN number wise.
Councilor DeSimone.
Mr. Martinez, do you have any correspondence with this customer? Did you
No.
respond to her an email in writing of any sort that you might have a record of?
There was nothing that we really spoke about after she did the fraud activity, saying that we never paid for it, and the credit card company refunded me. There was no more transaction with her calling me or even bringing in the vehicle. Because, I'm open basically 24 hours. Somebody call me for something, my tow guides will be out there. So she says, I'm bringing the vehicle to your premises, we'll figure it out. But nothing was done since.
May I ask one more question?
Please, just follow up.
Did she ever mention anything about lemon law concerns or requesting any kind of refund?
Now that I remember, no, because who really wanted the car was her son. So it was like 2 people in the same, she paid, but it was for her son. And she said she didn't want the vehicle. Her son said, no, don't worry about my mom. I want it. So it was like a tug of war with that. And I said, listen, whatever you guys decide, I'm here. But after she did the fraud transaction, basically, it was like kind of like no communication.
All right, thank you.
I'm going to ask first. Can you hold that a second? So I'm picking it out in the middle of her statements.
Yep.
She had a lot of paperwork. She had 3 business days, she said, to change her mind concerning the purchase. And so she said she went to you on Saturday, December 11th, in 10:15 in the morning, and waited for you. You arrived, and she asked you if you would refund the purchase back to her credit card in the amount of $6,500, less the deposit of non-refundable deposit of $250, and less the paperwork fee of $250. Did that all occur?
It did occur. She came in. When she came in, her son's on the other side telling me no. So it was a confusion with them. I said, you guys take care of it. You let me know. I specified with them, if there's anything wrong with the vehicle, bring the vehicle down. And that is it.
And so how did she respond when you offered that?
When I had her son on the line, and, well, they were arguing, they were bickering, and I just, my hands were tied at that moment. She had the vehicle in her possession. She never brought me the vehicle. I said, if you need a refund, you bring the vehicle down. And that's why I said, I can't give you a refund without a vehicle. And that's where we ended.
And she never brought it down?
She never brought the vehicle.
Because she went to the police department the same day.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have all your vehicles marked with the customer rights stickers, the lemon law stickers?
They leave with them, on them.
I'm sorry?
They leave with the car. The cars.
Right, but do you have those,
Yes.
all the vehicles you have for sale in your lot have that lemon law
Yes,
sticker?
ma'am.
Because I feel like if you remember me,
I absolutely remember.
I was
Yeah.
I was the chair a while back, and I remember that was one of the issues, because that's a state thing, and they come down and they inspect.
And we have the no sales on stickers as well, sold stickers, vehicle not to be sold stickers on them too as well.
I was just at your place last night. All I saw was the price sticker.
In the back. The cars in the back should have it.
Oh, not the cars on the
No,
main
no,
road?
the ones that say not for sale.
Okay,
The stickers on them as well.
all right, thank you.
Okay, we are up to, we're doing pretty good for time. Are there any other questions on this case?
No.
Is there anything else that you want to share regarding this case?
Yep.
So then, the third case that we have, and I didn't expect us to talk about any more. I'm sorry.
Council Waterman,
Yes,
when
Councilor
you
Kovas.
bring up a case, if you could try to avoid using the name of the individual, if that's possible.
Okay.
I would encourage, it's your committee, but I would encourage that.
No, I'm sorry. The third case, how do I do this with that?
Just say whatever the car is.
Yeah, car's good.
Right, let me look.
2008
Pontiac
G6.
G6.
This vehicle passed inspection after it failed.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
The vehicle passed inspection after it failed. And if I'm not mistaken, this vehicle was passed due to of a alternator. It was picked up in tow. Kind of too far. I really don't recall too much of this one.
Does anybody have a question regarding this?
Yeah,
case?
this one, I don't know though.
Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, this says car fails for left rear coil spring and broken, left rear caliper is hanging up, exhaust leaks, check engine light is on, and then it says a bunch of codes that I don't know what they are.
This one was taken care of, but the vehicle passed inspection after the fact.
So this is something that you repaired, and
No, we sent it out for repair, yeah. It was repaired.
who did the
This one was,
customer
if
get
I'm not
the?
mistaken, this was Sunoco on Newport Avenue repaired it and did the inspection.
And so this has been resolved?
Yes, ma'am.
And this person is happy right now?
Correct.
I don't think we can really talk about any of the other cases. We will resend the emails to you.
Do you have everything there, the Attorney General stuff?
No, I don't have anything. I have some here that you guys gave, that he just gave me, but if you want to talk about it, we can, because I have every single one in the back of my head, so.
Right, do you have the stuff from the Attorney General? Did somebody provide that to you today as a hard copy?
No, just what he just passed me was just.
Right, there might not be a hard copy of it in the office to give you right now.
There isn't.
But if you could, we could go by the car, I will remember. So, I mean, I take every complaint comes in,
What a BMW 528, 2008. That was a while back. You said you only wanted to discuss this
That
year?
was repaired. Yeah, that was paid out, matter of fact.
I'm not sure what page you're on.
I'm in the Attorney General stuff.
I know you are, they're not numbered.
We can give you.
Yeah, they're not.
That's-
A copy of the
Oh, that's the Attorney General stuff, thanks. Thank you.
Council Waterman, he just got the copy, just,
Just got the copy?
yeah, Virginia and
Thank you.
Vice President Cooper.
So you should be able to find, I know you don't have anything highlighted, but under complaint detail, you'll see kind of at the beginning where they list the car make and model.
Let's see.
There's something like 12 different,
This is a 2002 Toyota RAV4.
No, but I'm sure we can find that one and do that one.
This
Did you
was-
say 2002 4Runner?
This was sent out of state.
that's the first case.
Yeah, that was sent
I
out
don't
of state.
have them in any particular order, but I have that one.
It's right here. Okay.
This, I can tell you. He sold the vehicle. I sold the vehicle to him. I don't recall where he lives at, but I know it's pretty far. He got the car towed in. If I could say he lives in Texas, that nature. Anybody that calls me from out of state, down west, and they're trying to buy a car up north, I tell them straight up.
This was a local address.
Well, the old 2 4Runner.
Right.
Toyota 4Runner 5/15/19. The date is,
Oh, and, no, matter of fact, this is a female, correct? You could look at that thing. That was paid out. I bought that.
We're looking at like page, the third
Yeah,
page
yeah.
in.
If,
oh, it might not be in the same order.
That might not.
no, I know, but if it's an 02 Toyota 4Runner, that was paid out. I bought
That
the
was
car
what?
back. It was paid out. I bought the car back.
So you bought the car back for what he paid for it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor
So
D-
what's,
oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry,
No,
I'm
you're-
sorry,
you're
I'm
still on.
sorry, I should have.
Go ahead,
I
keep going.
apologize. So on this one, so that's great that you say apparently he's satisfied. I think what concerns me is the details. So there's,
So let's read the detail.
the details in the sense of,
Let's see.
if, again, you'll have to read through it, and, you should give yourself time when, when they talked about contacting the Attorney General and so on and so forth. So it kind of sounds like
The one that says it does not word.
you may have had a little discussion with this person
Gave me-
regarding this. So once you read all these, you'll see a running theme, which is, concerning clearly, but almost, thank you.
Nothing else at this point? Okay. Do you have any other questions this evening?
My number one concern, and I know everybody has to do their job, and I appreciate everybody on this board, is that please see the light of both sides of consumers. If I'm dealing with over 350 people selling cars, and today you said I have 15 last year, 2 this year, is that right? Something of that nature?
3
3 this year.
that came to us.
It's hard to say if it's not good or bad. I know it doesn't look good on me, but I'm trying my best. I make sure everybody's happy. And by having 3 this year compared to 15 last year or 5 the year before, every single day is just trying to improve and make sure that I do my best to serve the community. That's really about it. So I appreciate your time. If I gotta go, it's up to you guys if I'm done or not.
So, yeah.
Please.
I mean, my only concern is, I was the chair for 4 years, and I gotta tell you, out of all the dealerships in this city combined, I've never had this many complaints. And these are complaints, the Attorney General complaints are the ones that bypassed us. And so clearly, we're the licensing.
Correct.
So they brought it to our attention. And, you know, this is a lot. This is a lot. It's a lot.
Okay, if you guys say there's a lot, I'm gonna make sure I do better, and that's the most I can say.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should go through it and read all the narratives, because the narratives are concerning. The narratives are concerning to me because there seems to be a, aggressiveness to some of the responses and such. So that's my concern, because, you know, you're operating in the city of Attleboro,
Absolutely.
and we need to protect the people that, the customers that you serve, and, you know, our city for that case. And so there's a lot here for you to read, and I think you should, you know, take the time to go through it. And like I said, it's the narratives on these that are concerning to me. Thank you.
It's 6:26, we're almost done. I would agree with Councilor Dolan. You don't appear defensive to me at all, which is a very positive thing.
Thank you.
So you're coming across as a person who really is trying to work with the residents who are buying the cars.
Absolutely.
One of the things that came out in a pattern was, and I'm not quoting directly, I'm just giving an overview.
Point of order? I'm
Please.
sorry. I don't want to interrupt, but isn't the gentleman here just to defend
Yeah, you're
and
right.
be able to address?
Yes, you are. So is there anything else that you want to say at this point?
No, not at all.
Okay, I think we're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming.
Does the committee have any other concerns at this point? We have no other business. So I would make a motion that we close the meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The meeting is closed.
6:30.
Waterman present. All right, and Patricia, if you'd like to come up and speak. She's being appointed to Human Rights Committee.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Patricia Belfield. I live at 108 Newport Avenue in Attleboro, Mass. And I'm here to answer, any questions that you may have.
Do you have the email that you sent us? Do you want to read a little bit from that with the questions
Okay.
and stuff?
Yes.
And then we can ask any questions.
Okay, I think the first question was on experience. I believe I bring a diverse experience to the board because I've pretty much been an advocate pretty much ever since I've been in high school, which is probably over 30 years ago, if I could date myself. Always involved, always doing a charity event, so Attleboro will be no different. I lived in before moving to Attleboro, I lived in Roslindale for over 25 years. I've been in Attleboro now for about 4 or 5 years, and in those 4 or 5 years, I have been, excuse me, I have been very active. I've attended the Attleboro Democrat Committee, which I attend on a regular basis, probably about 4 or 5 years now. Before that, when I was in Boston, I attended the Greater Mattapan Council Board, and so I have pretty extensive experience and background in regards to discrimination, housing, business, funds, economics, so pretty well-rounded. I think your next, the next question was, why am I interested in the position? Again, I'll say I was interested in the position because I'm very passionate about what I do. I know I have to take an oath, and once I take that oath, that would be very serious to me. I like the way today, the way you guys were listening to the person before me, asking detailed questions and making sure, to me, that you come off fairly. And I think that's the kind of person that I am. And so I definitely believe that that would be a great benefit to the council. The last question, I think, no, there's one more question. The question was, what would be my most, if I had to say what I was most interested in, I would say housing. Housing is very dear to me. Again, as I said before, I lived in Roslindale for over 25 years. I lived in the same complex for over 25 years without incident. We had a new property manager. Her and I did not see eye to eye. And then I was evicted for chronic late payments. I always pay my rent on the 15th for over 20-something years, and it's also within the guidelines of the Constitution. So the person that I am, of course, I advocated for myself at housing. Also, I think the case also went to the Supreme Court. Pretty much, I did have counsel in the beginning, but it was pretty much I was on my own when I went to go before the board to the Supreme Court. So I'm very passionate about housing, I would say. And then the last question is, what else would I like the council to know about me? I think I've pretty much summed up everything that you guys pretty much know about me. If you have any questions as far as hobbies, I like golf. I'm no good at it. I definitely have to pick my ball up and keep going because they're saying, move along, move along. But I definitely enjoy the sport.
No, that's great. That's great. Anybody have any questions? Councilor Dolan?
Well, I might know a city council that's looking for a golf buddy.
Not me.
I golf. But there's not many women who golf.
Kath golfs, but
I would love to hang out with you guys. I would love to.
No, you don't want me golfing. So.
Pretty much at the driving range these days, probably.
But thank you for volunteering. I think you'll be a huge asset. So
Thank you.
I appreciate you stepping forward and volunteering.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing. Thank you for coming. I appreciate your telling us about yourself and your forthrightness, and I can feel your conviction, which, you know, that's all that matters, is that you believe what you're doing. I think we'll be awesome and lucky to have you, so thank you for being willing to serve the city.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I'll take you up on a golf.
Let's go. Let's go.
Well, I've been golfing for a good number of years, and I have yet to even touch my golf clubs this year. So anytime you want to go hit some balls, let me know, and I'll meet you down there.
Definitely. I might have to rent, though, so due to the eviction, I don't have my clubs anymore, so...
Well, you can use mine.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. Yep. Any other comments?
Well, it's confession time about golf, isn't it?
Yes.
I will have to admit, I golfed for years and years and years. The best hole I ever had was the first one at 12 years old. I never got better. I knocked one in from off the green.
Really?
Never did it again.
Wow.
No one saw it. I was alone.
Great way to start.
And then it ended when I hit 8 straight balls into the woods in late October in Vermont, and you can't see a thing. There's all leaves.
Sounds like me.
And I had no more left in my bag.
All right.
So I was on the Council on Human Rights myself before I was a councilor.
Okay.
It's a wonderful group within the city. I'm excited that you want to join it. I agree with you that housing is a major issue. It's all across the state, really. Is there any other issue that you also think is important for a Human Rights Council to touch upon?
Well, from what I can see and from what I've been researching, and I know it's in their description, it's probably economics. I would definitely say economics because I'm a small business owner here in Attleboro, and it can be very tough trying to figure out what you qualify for. There's a lot of stipulations. So a small business like myself probably would not necessarily get funds because I wouldn't even meet the criteria, the basic criteria that is required. So I would be very, very interested in bringing, especially for women as well, to be able to receive more contracts. Now I know Attleboro is small, it's not Boston, and Boston has a whole animal of how they deal with things, and because Attleboro is so small, Attleboro sometimes doesn't even handle their own economics. It's handled outside of Attleboro. So if you're inside of Attleboro and you're a small business person and you pretty much don't know where you can go, what you apply for, or how you can advocate to see if you can get more funds for Attleboro small business owners.
That's an interesting approach to Council on Human Rights. I'm sure that they will appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Council Bennett.
I just wanted to say thank you for coming forward to volunteer, and I can tell you that I have a deep appreciation for how difficult it is to be an advocate for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
I think that your strong voice of advocacy will be a very welcome asset to the city of Attleboro, so thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you very much.
Good luck.
So what we'll do is, once we get a chance to vote on this, and I think it might be Thursday, and then you'll get a letter in the mail saying you've been appointed, and then you'll come down and you'll get sworn in by Kate Jackson, she's city clerk, and which is all the way down there on the right-hand side, and she can swear you in. But you'll get an email.
All right, thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Mr. Escobar.
Should we have a committee vote?
No, it's not on the,
No.
no, not yet.
Okay.
No.
Hello, I'm Stephen Escobar of 240 Thatcher Street, Attleboro. I am hoping to join the Elderly and Disabled Taxation Fund Committee. My primary goal in joining the committee is to provide relief assistance to those who are low income in Attleboro and to provide a comfortable standard of living. My second goal is to help fill the committee with members of the community who are elderly or disabled. It is important for us to have those voices of those who would be consuming of the funds. And once I'm appointed to that committee, I hope to be able to move on to as an alternate member and being present if the committee was to need assistance. I myself am neither elderly or disabled, but I do have work and education experience that would make me qualified for the committee. I am finishing up my master's at Boston University for social work. I have helped this demographic with my time at the Rhode Island Coalition to End Homelessness and House of Hope Community Development Corporation. I volunteered with the Salvation Army, and Boston University placed me in a gerontology seminar to help better understand how to help this demographic. Improving this demographic is a passion of mine. And this committee will allow me to instantly help on a local level. But I also know that too often it's the professionals taking up these seats on these boards and these committees instead of the consumer. And more times than not, consumers have a better voice in how to make a program run effectively. This is why I would push for Attleboro residents who are both elderly and disabled to join the committee. So this is my goal, is to join the committee, but ultimately become an alternate member once the seats are filled. And lastly, my son and I live with my grandfather, Lester F. Simpson Jr., who is going to be 76 in September, and he's a Vietnam veteran who is disabled because of Agent Orange. My grandfather lived a life of doing the right thing. He served his country, he was a deli manager, he raised a family, and he looks after his grandchildren. There's a whole generation of Attleboro residents who did the right thing, but because the circumstances are low on resources. This committee, if operated correctly, will be able to help those Attleboro residents. Thank you. Any questions?
Anybody, Councilor DeSimone?
Well done. But I'm chuckling because I think you're the first person who's come, I want to get appointed and then get off as soon as possible. But I appreciate the candor, and I completely understand what you're saying. This is new. This is the new board. This was based upon an action that we took at the council. And I'm hoping it really takes off to help the population that we're aiming to serve. But I appreciate what you're trying to do. Get it up and going, get the right people on it, and then let them do it. So I appreciate that, and I'm excited to have you. I look forward to work with you. Thank you for volunteering.
Councilor Dolan?
I just want to say thank you for stepping forward, and, it's a unique situation, like Councilor DeSimone said, that you want to fill the board and then split, but that's okay. You're still needed, and I appreciate you being willing to volunteer, and you sound very passionate about it, so thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes. My only hope is that you wouldn't be too quick to split, because you have a lot to impart.
Absolutely. I hope to be, if alternate members are able to join, I'm there to help if the committee needs help.
Good idea.
Because it's very, very true that the seniors, we're looking for ways the seniors can survive.
Absolutely.
And survive well.
Absolutely.
Just survive. Taxes is one way.
Along with your committee and Patricia's, the committee that Patricia's going to be on, we're going to need, obviously, spokesperson, getting that information out to the people, and hopefully the two of you at your different positions will be able to do that. It'd be great. Well, I appreciate it. And any other questions? Anybody? All right. And what we'll do is, I'm thinking this will be getting voted on Thursday, and you'll get a letter in the mail saying that was taken care of, and then come down, as I was talking to Patricia about, getting sworn in with Kate Jackson down on the city clerk on the right.
Excellent.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Well done.
much.
Good luck. Thank you.
Stephen.
All right. That's it for Personnel, Veterans, and Human Service Committee. We are adjourned at 6:43.
Very good.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.
This meeting, the Municipal City Council, will now come to order at 7 p.m. Please rise and join me for a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I entertain a motion to approve the records of July 19th, 21st, and August 3rd.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Madam Clerk, would you please read the notice for the first public hearing?
Yes, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Public hearing to discuss the application from the Friends of Cape and Park Zoo to waive serving alcohol for an October event, 8/16/22.
Do we have anyone speak in favor? Anyone speak in favor? Anyone speak against? Anyone to speak neither for nor against? Okay. Mr. Waterman, do you see a reason to keep this public hearing open?
I do not.
We will call that public hearing closed. Madam Clerk, would you read the notice for the second public hearing?
Yes, Mr. President. Public hearing to discuss a proposed amendment to Section 7-9 of the ordinances regarding solid waste and storage fines and fees.
Do we have anyone to speak in favor? Anyone to speak in favor?
Hello,
Hi,
I'm Cheryl Perry, Solid Waste Manager in the Health Department, and I'm in favor of the increase to the unauthorized dumping. So the cost to dispose of a bulk item is $29 through Waste Management, and the current illegal dumping ordinance fine is $25. So this is less than the fee to have it properly collected. The $100 first offense fine is also more in line with the surrounding communities. We also researched some other communities to see if we were in line with them.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
Excellent. Councilor DeSimone.
Thank you, President. Cheryl, thanks for coming down. What are you seeing, what are you hearing in terms of illegal dumping out there? Because I know the chief has asked for more cameras, but what are you seeing in here?
So honestly, I feel like it's been the same. It's been since the 18 years I've been in the health department. It doesn't seem like it really increased. What we see more of is, as far as the bulk item goes, maybe multifamily units, leaving them out longer, not realizing that they can call for an appointment, that the owner doesn't know it's still out there. But as far as the maybe 4 to 6 areas that are bad problems, where we hope to put those cameras, they're the same areas they've always been.
Okay.
Kind of like also like the Rhode Island borders or the Norton border.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thank you.
Great. Do we have any additional questions or comments? All questions? All right. Cheryl, thank you as always.
Thanks, Cheryl. Thank you. Thank you, Cheryl.
Do we have anyone else to speak in favor? Anyone to speak in opposition? Do we have anyone to speak neither for nor against? Councilor DeSimone, do you see any reason to keep this public hearing open?
I do not, thank you.
I declare that public hearing closed. Madam Clerk, would you read the notice for the third public hearing, please?
Yes, Mr. President. Public hearing to address an application to waive building department fees, Section 3-8.1, totaling $168,700 from Preservation of Affordable Housing, Inc., owners of the Gardner Terrace Apartments on Pine Street.
Thank you. Do we have anyone to speak in favor? Anyone to speak in favor? Anyone to speak against? Do we have anyone to speak against? Do we have anyone to speak neither for nor against? Anyone to speak neither for nor against? Seeing none, Council Holmes, do you see any reason to keep this public hearing open?
I do not.
Okay, thank you. I will declare that public hearing closed. Madam Clerk, if you could go on to the reading of the next public hearing?
Yes. Fourth public hearing, Mr. President, to discuss the exemption period for the plastic containers and straw bans in City Ordinance 7-13.6 and 7-19.6.
Thank you. Do we have anyone to speak in favor? Anyone to speak in opposition? Anyone to speak neither for nor against? Councilor DeSimone, do you see any reason to keep this public hearing open?
I do not, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I declare that public hearing closed. Madam Clerk, would you please go on to the reading of the next and actually final public hearing for the night?
Yes, Mr. President, a continued public hearing to discuss the proposed amendments to Section 16-11 regarding water assessments.
Do we have anyone to speak in favor? Anyone to speak in opposition? Anyone to speak neither for nor against? Councilor DeSimone, do you see any reason to keep this public hearing open?
I do not, thank you.
Thank you. I declare that public hearing closed as well. We will now go on to the reading of the mayor's communication. And for that, we'll recognize Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. President. August 16th, 2022. Dear municipal councilors, I respectfully submit for confirmation by your honorable body the appointment of Terry DeSisto, 29 K Street, Attleboro, to the Taxation Aid Committee. Copies in your packets.
Personal Veterans Human Services, please.
I respectfully submit for confirmation by your honorable body the appointment of Nancy McGuire Heath, 31 3rd Street, Attleboro, to fill an unexpired term on the Board of Assessors, term to expire February 2024. Copies in your packets.
Personnel, Veterans Human Services, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from City Collector Zaida Kiefer regarding the need for funds to pay for bill paper and envelopes due to an increase in printing costs. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body transfer $5,675 from account 1124100-578300 Citywide Reserve Fund for transfer to account 1146100-530910 Collector Printing and Reproductions. Copies in your packets.
Finance, please.
I respectfully submit an easement from R.J. Prue Corporation that has been approved as to form by City Solicitor Cynthia Amara. This easement is needed so the city may repair, replace, improve, and maintain a storm drain line connected to a catch basin within the layout of Bishop Street. Therefore, I respectfully request that your honorable body accept this easement as shown on plan entitled Easement Plan 185 Bishop Street, Assessors Map 200, Lot 17B, Attleboro, Massachusetts, dated January 26, 2022, prepared by Brian J. Murphy, PLS. Copies in your packets.
Zoning and land use, please.
I respectfully submit an easement from the City of Attleboro to the Town of Plainville as set forth in our intermunicipal agreement that has been approved as to form by City Solicitor Cynthia Mara. The Town of Plainville is requesting that this easement, so it may create a hiking and walking trail in the location of an existing cart path on a landlocked parcel that the city owns in Plainville. Therefore, I respectfully request that your honorable body accept this easement as shown on a plan entitled Easement Plan 301 Washington Street, Plainville, Mass., Assessors Map 1, Parcel 17, dated May 11, 2022, by the Level Design Group. Copies in your packets.
Zoning and land use, please.
I respectfully submit for confirmation by your honorable body the appointment of Brendan M. McIntyre, 626 Oak Hill Avenue, to fill an unexpired term on the Attleboro Redevelopment Authority, term to expire February 2026. Copies in your packet.
Personnel, Veterans Human Services, please.
The existing 3-ton air conditioning unit at the Ides Hill Radio Tower needs to be replaced. In order to have the order placed for a new air conditioning unit now, because of an appropriate lead time of 26 weeks, a purchase order was secured from account 1124100-524011 Citywide Maintenance of Buildings. However, the cost of the replacement should be paid out of account 1124100-584052 Citywide Air Conditioning Unit. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body transfer $10,701.52 from account 1124100-524011 Citywide Maintenance of Buildings to account 1124100-584052 Citywide Air Conditioning Unit. Upon approval of this transfer, an account correction will be made on the purchase order.
Finance, please.
For your information, I regret to inform your honorable body that we have received the resignation of Thomas Moran from the Planning Board. Please join me in thanking Mr. Moran for his service to the city.
Thank you.
I respectfully submit a communication from Chief of Police Kyle P. Hegney regarding the anticipated receipt of the fiscal year 23 9/11 training grant from the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security, EOPSS, in the amount of $223,635.54. Monies from this grant must be expended no later than June 30th, 2024. Please note that this grant follows reimbursement protocol and there is no matching requirement. In accordance with Chapter 1, Section 12 of the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro, I hereby request your honorable body approve expending of such funds and any future grant amendments. Copies in your packets.
Public Safety, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from Director of Budget Administration Jeremy Stull, Personnel Director Owen Bebo, Chief of Police Kyle Hegney, Fire Chief Scott LaChance, regarding the needs for funds for the executed MOA between the City and the Attleboro Public Safety Dispatchers Association for fiscal years 2021 through 2023. I believe that this agreement is in the best interest of the employees and the taxpayers. A copy of the memorandum of agreement between the parties is enclosed. Therefore, I respectfully request your honorable body to transfer $50,000 from account 1124100-578350 citywide reserve for labor negotiations to the following accounts. $27,300 to account 1210100-511000 police salary and wages. $22,700 to account 1220100-511000 fire salary and wages. Copies in your packet.
Public Safety, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from Director of Council on Aging Melissa Tucker regarding the need to pay fiscal year 22 invoice to Constellation in the amount of $48.22. A vote authorizing payment is needed to satisfy this debt. There is no transfer of funds needed to pay these bills as there is sufficient funding in Fund 2212. Copies in your packets.
Finance Committee, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from the Superintendent of Park and Forestry, Derek Corsi, regarding the need to pay fiscal year 22 invoice to Apple Photo Booth, Inc. in the amount of $164.59 and a fiscal year 22 invoice to LaRusso Corp. in the amount of $2,585.59. A vote authorizing payment is needed to satisfy this debt. There is no transfer of funds needed to pay these bills as there is sufficient funding in Fund 2607.
Finance, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from Superintendent of Park and Forestry Derek Corsi regarding the need to replenish funds transferred out of supply grounds that were needed to replace the set of tires on the Forestry Department roadside mowing tractor. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body transfer $8,200 from account 1124100-578300 citywide reserve fund for transfer to account 1650100-546010 Park Supply Grounds. Copies in your packet.
DPW, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from Superintendent of Park and Forestry Derek Corsi regarding the need for funds to install security cameras at the Balfour Riverwalk Park. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body transfer $7,344.84 from account 1124100-578300 citywide reserve fund for transfer to account 1650100-530101 Park Professional Services. Copies in your packet.
IT and Infrastructure, please.
Thank you. I respectfully submit a communication from Solid Waste Manager Cheryl Perry regarding the receipt of Sustainable Materials Recovery Program municipal grant from the Massachusetts Department of Environment Protection, Mass DEP. The city will receive up to $10,000 for a mattress recycling container. This grant will help us prepare for the upcoming waste disposal ban for mattresses, box springs, effective November 1st, 2022. With these grant funds, the Health Department will purchase a container for the collection of mattresses, box springs at the recycling center. A mattress recycling program is currently being set up with a mattress recycling company to recycle them. In accordance with Chapter 1, Section 12 of the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro, I hereby request your honorable body approve expending of such funds and any future grant amendments. Copies in your packets.
Public Works, please.
As you may or may not know, the builder's plate for the Attleboro Victory has been on loan from the U.S. DOT Maritime Administration since 1994. The builder's plate, along with a picture of the ship, is located in City Hall outside the Veterans Office. Given the nature of the loan and the time it has been in the city's possession, the Maritime Administration would like to convert the loan into a permanent donation. In accordance with Section 1-12 of the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro, I hereby request your honorable body to accept this generous gift to the City of Attleboro. Copies in your packet.
City Property and Claims, please.
I respectfully submit for confirmation by your honorable body the appointment of Zachary Fogg to fill an expired term in the Youth Commission, term to expire February 2025.
Personnel, Veterans, Human Services, please.
I respectfully request your honorable body transfer $604.41 from account 1124100-578300 citywide reserve fund for transfer to account 1124100-578020 citywide bills from previous years in order to pay a fiscal year 22 invoice to Eastern Supply Company in the amount of $57.55 and fiscal year 22 invoice to RICO in the amount of $55.21 and fiscal year 22 invoices to Shred It in the amount of $491.65.
Finance Committee, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from Director of Budget Administration Jeremy Stroll regarding the need to purchase a refurbished copier for the Police Department. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body transfer $2,600 from account 1124100-578300 citywide reserve fund for transfer to account 1210100-558330 police copiers, copies in your packet.
Public Safety, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from City Auditor Deborah Gould and City Treasurer Laura Gignac regarding Fund 3227 South Attleboro Valve Replacement. On February 6, 2021, your honorable body authorized debt to be issued in the amount of $372,000 for the costs associated with the valve replacement to the city's South Attleboro pumping station. This authorization included $5,000 for issue costs that was not needed. Debt was issued long-term for this project in May of 2022. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body rescind $5,000 not needed for issuance or project costs in Fund 3227 SA Valve Replacement. Copies in your packet.
Public Works, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from City Auditor Deborah Gould and City Treasurer Laura Gignac regarding Fund 3226 WW1 and 1, which is Wastewater Infiltration and Inflow. On February 6, 2021, your honorable body authorized debt to be issued in the amount of $255,000 for the baseline flow monitoring for infiltration and inflow to the city's Attleboro sewer system. This authorization included $5,000 for issuance costs, which was not needed. Debt was issued long-term for this project in May of 2022. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body rescind $5,000 not needed for issuance or project costs in Funds 3226 WW1 and 1. Copies in your packet.
Public Works, please.
I respectfully submit a request for an easement from Woodlock Development Corporation that has been approved as to form by City Solicitor Cynthia Mara. This easement is needed to accommodate a water main loop to serve Woodlock's proposed cluster development at 0 Pond Street. Therefore, I respectfully request that your honorable body accept this easement as shown on plan entitled Easement Plan, Lawn Street, Attleboro, Massachusetts, Bristol County, North District, Assessors Plat 2, Lot 95A, dated 13/2022, prepared by Robert R. Litchfield, PLS. Copies in your packet.
Zoning and Land Use, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from Solid Waste Manager Cheryl Perry requesting to amend Section 7-8 solid waste collection fees in the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro. The Health Department has been notified by Mass DEP of the following list of materials to be banned from solid waste disposal in the city effective November 1st, 2022. The materials will include mattresses, box springs, and textiles. The city is responsible for establishing its own program to recycle these items and will need to make changes to the fee structure. City Solicitor Cynthia Mara reviewed the changes and approved them to form. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body vote on the following ordinance change.
You may waive the reading.
Thank you
of
so
the next
much,
three pages.
Mr. President.
That will go to ordinances, and Councilor DeSimone, would you like to call for a public hearing on October 18th?
Yes, please, thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
I respectfully submit a communication from Director of Budget Administration Jeremy Stroll requesting to amend Section 2-16 Designer Selection Procedure in the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro. Upon review of the designer collection procedure, City Solicitor Cynthia Mara noted that the dollar threshold for triggering the designer selection procedure in the revised ordinances uses an outdated amount. Mass General Laws, Chapter 7C, Section 46E creates a threshold for the procedure to be an estimated design cost of $30,000 or more and an estimated construction cost of $300,000 or more. The ordinance currently sets the threshold at an estimated design threshold of greater than $10,000. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body vote on the following ordinance change.
Waive the reading.
Thank you very much again, Mr. President.
And again, Councilor DeSimone, would you like to call for a public hearing on 1018?
Yes, and President Delacio, if I may, the clerk just read item 25. Did we skip item 24, or am I
The numbers are...
24.
Item 24 also pertains to, forgive me, it might be me, Kate, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think what it is,
No, it's,
the numbers have, just because there's numbers on the
Right, on the ordinance.
ordinance. Yeah.
Oh, I respectfully, I think we might have missed 24, Madam Clerk.
we didn't.
Because 24,
This is the end of.
I think you read 25, Madam Clerk.
let's see, it's 20.
References.
Well, it came down to the way it,
Okay.
we're reading it in order,
Oh.
so it's just coming down to, I think, a Scribner's error from the way
Forgive me.
it came down. Yep.
Sorry, Madam Clerk.
That's okay, no worries. Okay, I'll continue.
All those in favor of the public hearing on 1018? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
I respectfully submit a communication from Veterans Director Ben Quell regarding the need to pay a fiscal year 22 veterans medical bill. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body transfer $500 from account 1543100-577010 Veterans Aid to account 1543100-578020 Veterans bills from previous years. Copies in your packet.
Personnel, Veterans, Human Services, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from Director of Budget Administration Jeremy Stoll regarding the return of unspent funds CARES Act CVRF-MP. The city received $3,844,826.60 in CARES Act funding from the state through the Corona Relief Fund Municipal Program CVRF-MP. Of the total expenditures from this reported to the state, all but one $3,300 expenditure related to software at the Council on Aging was deemed eligible. The city did not spend the entire amount that was drawn down, and thus, between those two things, we need to return $24,325.46 to the state. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body transfer $3,300 from account 1124100-578300 Citywide Reserve Fund for transfer to 1124100-599200 Citywide transfer to grants, and to further transfer $3,300 from account 1124100-599200 Citywide transfer to grants to 2420499600 COVID-19 CARES CVRF, and transfer from general fund to fund the ineligible expenses charged to the COVID-19 CARES CVRF fund. Copies in your packet. Wow.
That'll be finance, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from Building Commissioner William McDonough regarding the need for funds to replace the handicap ramp at the Kai Shang Building, which houses the Building Department, Attleboro Police Officers, Registry of Deeds, and the Registry of Motor Vehicles. The accessibility ramp that is there now is in need of immediate action. Due to the wood-type construction of the ramp built in 2007, structurally, it has deteriorated beyond repair and must be replaced. In addition to the replacement of the ramp, the parking spots will be rearranged to better accommodate the location of the handicapped accessible parking spaces. After receiving estimates, this project will need to go through the bid process. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body transfer $80,000 from account 1124100-578380 Citywide Reserve Fund for Capital to account 1240100-582514 Protection Inspections Building Renovations. Copies in your packet.
I made a slight change. That'll go to Public Works.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sincerely, Paul Heroux, Mayor.
President Delacia, I do not mean to belabor the point, nor do I mean to disrespect the clerk, but I'm still inclined to think that we missed an item. It pertains to the adoption of policies for the design selection procedure. The business that the clerk read pertained to amending the ordinances for said change in procedure. But the administration has asked for a hearing on a policy change as well. I think it's confusing just because all the numbers are blending together, but it starts, if I may.
Yeah, I see it right now.
Okay.
Yep, so you were correct, thank you for that. So on the,
Still not seeing it.
it's this one.
Okay, all right, so, thank you, Council DeSimo. All right, yeah, that does look a little bit confusing.
So in essence of time, we will just assign that to ordinances, call for a public hearing on 1018. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Good eye. And then, Madam Clerk, please read any additional communications that you may have.
Oh, certainly will.
Thank you, thank you.
We have received a request from Roxanne Houghton of Attleboro to ban all lethal weapons on Attleboro public and conservation lands, including hunting.
Refer that to the Zoning and Land Use Committee, please.
We received a notice of postponement for the scheduled auction of 1 Nichols Avenue with the date changed to October 25th, 2022.
As an FYI, thank you.
We received a certificate of vote from the Planning Board voting unanimously in favor to petition the Honorable Municipal Council to call for a joint public hearing with the Planning Board to amend zoning ordinance 17 as it pertains to adding in-law apartments.
That will go to Zoning and Land Use, and Council Holmes, would you like to call for a joint public hearing on 920?
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
We received an application to amend a Class 1 license for Priority Automotive LLC DBA Sarone's Chevrolet Buick GMC truck to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Attleboro. The owners will remain the same.
License Committee, please.
We received an application to amend a Class 2 license by changing the name of Blasius Enterprises LLC DBA Blasius Auto Group LLC to Blasius of Attleboro.
License Committee, please.
We received correspondence from Mabel McCool of Emery Convenience Store asking to petition the General Court to authorize the granting of 1 additional wine and malt package store license, as there are no license currently available.
License Committee, please.
We received a petition from National Grid to install a new 40-foot pole at 209 Pleasant Street to feed a new commercial customer.
That'll go to Public Works, please.
We received a letter from Gerard Freecott of South Attleboro regarding the water restrictions and the need for additional water source. He points out the amount of a new building creating more demand and the rules that cost taxpayers lost money from outdoor investments in their homes.
Public Works, please.
A certificate of vote from the Zoning Board of Appeals unanimously voting on August 11, 2022 in the affirmative to approve the proposed parking plans providing 25 off-site parking stalls at 74-99 Union Street to accommodate units on 54 Union Street and 12 Dunham Street from Lee Properties LLC.
Zoning and Land Use, please.
A certificate of vote from the Zoning Board of Appeals with a unanimously affirmative vote taken on August 11, 2022 to approve the revisions and requested changes to 95 Frank Mossberg Drive from Moran's Realty LLC.
Zoning and Land Use, please.
And that is it for this evening.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Do we want to set a public hearing for the poll?
I think I do. Give me one moment.
National Grid.
Yep, good find. So going back to that, Council Dolan, would you like to call for a public hearing on 9/20/22?
Yes, please.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
That concludes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That was a lot. I would now entertain a motion to go into Committee of the Whole.
Second?
Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Is there anyone who wishes to address the council on any matter of business? Come on up and join us at the podium.
I think he adjusted it.
Yeah, good afternoon, Council. My name is Albert Richmond. And I want to thank the council, first of all, for allowing me to come to speak for a moment about an event that we planned with the Attleboro Commission on Disability. I've got Miss Laura Abrams here with me. If I fall, she's here to pick me up. So, bottom line is we'd like to extend an invitation to the council to join with us at an event that we're planning to have this September 17th, which is on a Saturday. It's called the Wheelchair Stroll. The purpose of the Wheelchair Stroll is for the community to get a different perspective on the difficulties it is for people that are disabled. And saying it's a wheelchair stroll may be a misnomer because it's more than that. It's more about handicap, it's more about disability, it's more about the ADA. They're trying to make the city compliant with the ADA situation. So our plan is to leave City Hall, take a brief stroll over to the Balfour River Walk. And this is also in conjunction with the library, the Big Read. And the young lady, I guess her name is Rebecca Tosick or something, they wrote it's called Sitting Pretty. And it details a lot of her struggles being handicapped and the type of thing that hopefully we'll be able to point out as we do the stroll. It's a minor stroll. It's not long, but it would be tedious if you've never been in a wheelchair. So we've had wheelchairs donated at this point. We've got about 15. The idea is not only for you to see it, but if you physically want to experience it, you'll get a chance to do that too. You can get in the wheelchair if you want to go 100 yards, good. If you want to go the whole distance, good. But we feel that if we rotate people in, nobody will be tired and be ready to go to sleep by the time we get to the River Park. So it's an official, I guess an informal invitation for the council to join in with us. And we're looking forward to having a great day. Once we get to the park, we'll have some guest speakers. We'll also have some agencies there that are very excited about being here with us. I think we've got senior center's going to be there. Obviously, the library is going to be there because of the Big Read. We got the Disability Law Center that's coming into town for the event. I've got the Southeast Center for Independent Living that's coming into town. And essentially, they're there to hand out flyers and explain to the handicapped and disabled and the community in terms of the type of things that they can provide. We talk in terms of handicap a lot of times, but we also should talk about caretaking. Somebody has to take care of the handicap, so we want to give as many people as we can experience on the problems of being disabled. And at some point in time, not now possibly, we all may become disabled, so it kind of cuts across all genders, ages, and everything else. So that's our purpose for this event. We'd like to make it an annual event if we possibly could, but we want to get the kinks out and the bugs out right now to see what works, what don't work. But we would enjoy the city council joining in with us to make that stroll. And if I could say something about the Big Read while I'm here. In a time when people are banning reading, banning books, it's good to see that the city of Attleboro is encouraging people to read. And we'll leave it at that. Any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer.
I do have one. What time did you say it is on the 17th?
The timing would be, we got it planned from 10 to 2. It may last a little longer, it may end a little early, but the time frame at this point is from 10 to 2. That's Saturday. Our backup date is the 24th of October, September rather, if we have a rain day or that type of thing.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Any questions for the speaker?
Any other questions?
Al, Councilor Dolan.
Just thank you for coming. I know we spoke before the meeting, and I will be there.
Okay.
I often talk to Mary Flaherty from the commission, and I will definitely be there. And I think this is great for the city, and I think that when you know better, you do better.
Yep.
And I think the city of Attleboro is really trying to listen. And when you know better, you do better. And just me in the past few years,
Yeah.
I've noticed so many things that I've thought of.
Yeah.
And we have our building commissioner here, and I've called him several times and be like, is there enough handicap parking spaces at this store if I feel like there isn't enough? And so I appreciate you, and I appreciate this event, and I think it could be an eye-opener for some folks.
Okay, and that's what we're looking for. We're trying to just really raise awareness. Now, we can't solve all the problems, but if we're aware of them at some point in time, as we go through the process, we can solve them one at a time kind of thing.
Council Waterman.
Well, I also want to thank you. I know how hard you're working on it personally.
Yeah.
I think this is very exciting. I think it'll also help us to understand a little bit more of what the perspective that you have to go through and folks in your situation, and make us maybe look a little closer at our sidewalks.
Yeah, that would be a good spot to start for sure. But I would say this, we're not looking to embarrass or anything. We really want to show the city how it can be improved and improve the quality of life, not just for the handicapped, but by improving my life, you automatically feel normal.
Yep.
And the other thing, sometimes we don't notice is that a lot of people, I was talking to Ms. Dolan earlier, that
Al, excuse me, do you mind just kind of holding the mic a little bit on the base? We're getting a lot of feedback and cracking. Perfect,
I
thank
was
you.
telling Ms. Dolan earlier that a lot of time we look at handicap, well, look at me, well, I'm handicapped, obviously, but there's certain handicaps you can't see, like deaf or blind, I talked about the babies and strollers. You wouldn't think of a baby being handicapped, but he's at the mercy of the mom. Mom's got to push him down the sidewalks, and the number of people that have come up to me and say, look, we want to walk too, because I don't want to push my baby down the street. The sidewalks, obviously the sidewalks need work, and those are obvious things, the sidewalks. What's obvious is obvious, but it's the smaller things that you don't see that ends up being a nuisance for a normal person. It ends up being a major disaster for a person that's disabled. If I could just give you a quick example, and I'll leave it alone, is that right here on Park Street, up by the bank, the Santander Bank, if I push the button to go across the street, it says nothing. I go down to North Main Street, I push the button, it says walk, or don't walk, whatever it says.
Yeah.
But it says it, so if I was blind, I couldn't cross the street at Santander Bank, but I could cross the street down at North Main Street because it's telling me to go across. I'm at the mercy of the court if I go across down here at the Santander Bank, because there's nothing that tells you when to go and not to go. So those type of a small thing to a normal person, you wouldn't pay attention to it, but if you're handicapped, it makes a big difference.
Council
May I
Dolan.
just ask him a question? So when you push the button, so you don't get the hand
Oh, okay, sorry.
at Santander, so it's Santander at Bank and Park?
The street cross, right across the street there.
Right, so you're crossing over Park?
You're crossing over Park to go into, is it Bank there? I think it's Bank there, right there, yeah. The
So
next one.
you're not getting a hand or the white?
Well, the hand comes up, but if I'm blind, I wouldn't see that. That was
It's supposed to make a sound
It's a
or
small
say
thing.
walk. It's
Right, so is it the sound you're not hearing, or is it the?
There is no sound down at the Santander Bank. There is sound at North Main Street.
Okay.
So the only point was just a small thing, but the point was that if I was blind, I couldn't cross at Santander. But I could cross at the other one because it's telling me when to walk and when not to walk.
Right.
And it's little small things like that. They're not major, but unless you are aware of it, you wouldn't notice it.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Al, thank you so much. I really appreciate your passion and jumping right in as you're relatively new to the commission. So thank you for your passion. Thank you for the awareness that you bring in. I think this will be a great event.
Yeah, I appreciate it, sir. I'm motivated, I guess, at this point.
Yep. Well, it's appreciated.
All right, thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, you guys have a great night.
Thank
You too, Al. Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to address the council? I would entertain a motion to arise from Committee of the Whole.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We are now arisen from Committee of the Whole. We will now go into committee reports, and as usual, we will start with Councilor Waterman.
The council, the License Committee has no further business today, and we will meet again at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. Councilor Dolan.
Public Works Committee has no business tonight, and we will look forward to a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Vice President Corbis.
The Finance Committee doesn't have a business tonight, and we call for committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. Councilor Bennett.
Reporting for Traffic and Transportation Committee from the docket of March 15th, 2022. I move to delete the following proposed language and replace with amended language as follows. This is for section 10.418 for the process of removal of speed humps. You'll see the proposed amendments to section 10-4.18 of the revised ordinances as revised. Move existing section D effective date to new section E. Place the following language in section D. D, removal or modification of speed humps. 1, effectiveness report. To ensure that any permanent speed humps installed pursuant to this section achieve their intended effect, a report as to effectiveness of each installation will be provided to the municipal council within 12 months after completion. Said report shall review the project's impact on traffic volumes, vehicle speeds, and safety. If the information in the report results in a determination that the permanent speed humps are not achieving their intended effect or creating dangerous road conditions, said report shall also include a recommendation to remove or modify the permanent speed humps. 2, petition for removal or modification. Property owners, residents, and occupants of properties in the area impacted may also request removal of permanent speed humps by submission to the municipal council of a petition describing their specific concerns, but any petition submitted less than 12 months after installation of said speed hump shall not be considered. Within a reasonable period after receipt of a properly filed petition, the municipal council shall hold a public hearing and seek recommendations from the superintendent of public works, the chief of police, and the chief of the fire department for appropriate remedies if so warranted.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Holmes. Motion is in order. Any comments?
So this was to correct some deficiencies that were noted. We had several parties that provided some input, including the Traffic Study Commission on this, and the recommendations were all heard. And I want to thank Councilor DeSimone for her work on this as well. I know she also sought out some recommendations from the administration. And based on my communications with the mayor, he is completely on board with providing this report. This won't be an issue from the administration's perspective.
Great. Any additional questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote, beginning with Councilor Waterman.
Mr. Waterman.
Yes.
Ms. Dolan.
Yes.
Ms. Bennett.
Yes.
Vice President Cobus.
Yes.
Ms. Holmes.
Yes.
Mr. Angelo.
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone.
Yes.
President Delicio.
Yes.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you. From the docket of November 16th, 2021, I move to amend the following proposed language as provided below. Amendment to 10-5.13 limited for commercial vehicles and trailers. This is the July 2022 version.
Councilor, if you've read this into the record already in committee, you don't need to read it again tonight.
Okay, thank you. So you'll see the revisions.
Is there, we
Second.
just need a second. Thank you, Vice President
Thank you.
Cobus. Thank you.
So this was, the revisions are the result of a great deal of work by our planning department, building department, and some input from the planning board as well. This revises the commercial vehicle definition to work with the Chapter 17 ordinance proposals that are currently, that will be the next motion to strike from our docket. Those have also been revised, and those are currently sitting with ordinances. Are there any questions?
Councilor DeSimone.
It's not really revising the definition, because there is none. This is, we're going to about to adopt the definition of commercial vehicle.
Yes.
And they reviewed, and I very much appreciate the thorough review of the planning board and Bill and Gary and et cetera. And I'm excited, which I hope Bill is too, about having the definition, because there hasn't been one. So this is pretty good, so.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the clarification. Yes, there is no definition currently, so that leaves a major gap in our ordinances.
Okay. Council Holmes?
Thank you. So this is just about a definition not limiting what residents can have at their...
That's right. This is not dealing with that piece yet. It's just defining what is considered a commercial vehicle for the other purposes in the ordinance, in the ordinances.
Okay, so it does not include the penalty?
This does not deal with that portion, no. This is
I guess I'm confused where the motion ends. Where does the motion end then? Because it looks like A, definitions, and then it goes to...
That's right. Then 2 is private passenger vehicle. It has the prohibition and penalty, but it refers to, yes, no parking or standing portion. I'm sorry, this does include the penalty provision.
Okay.
Any person who violates this ordinance shall be liable for a fine as follows. So that is included here.
Okay.
Yes, that's right.
Any additional questions, comments, concerns? Council Holmes?
I will not be supporting this because I believe people should be able to park their commercial vehicle in their home.
Point of order, this, in all due respect, Councilor Holmes, this pertains to the parking of commercial vehicles on the street, public streets only. It's under Chapter 10. The proposed ordinance you're referring to is under Chapter 17, and that's not out yet.
Okay,
Yes,
so
that's
this is
what I
not-
was trying to,
Okay.
sorry, yes. So this only deals with on the roadways,
Okay,
not on private property.
thank you.
Yes, that will be under the Chapter 17 revisions.
So for a point of clarification, is it fair to ask Council Bennett that what this is doing is providing more depth to an ordinance that's already existing? In terms of
This is
adding
putting the
definition?
definition, yes, it is. Yeah,
Okay, because I
absolutely.
had the same
And
concerns and
clarifying.
questions.
Yeah,
Yep.
Thank you.
absolutely.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Any additional questions, comments, concerns?
None.
Before we vote on it, just want to say nice work to everyone involved. I know it was a heavy lift. I know it was a lot of deliberation back and forth. So thank you to everyone involved. We will have a roll call vote, beginning with Councilor DeSimone.
Yes. Oh, I forget the kid. Sorry. I'm zealous.
Ms. DeSimone.
Yes.
Mr. Angelo.
Yes.
Ms. Holmes.
Yes.
Vice President Cobus.
Yes.
Ms. Bennett.
Yes.
Ms. Dolan.
Yes.
Mr. Waterman.
Yes.
President Delicio.
Yes.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you. Last motion I have for this evening. I move to strike the following in its entirety from the docket of November 16, 2021, to approve the following proposed amendments to Chapter 17 zoning. This was...
Second.
We'll waive the reading.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is to remove the previous version. This has also been revised, and there's been significant work on this amendment to Chapter 17. It's to remove it from this committee, and the updated version is sitting with ordinances. So we'll clean up this docket entry.
Any additional questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote, beginning with Councilor Waterman.
Mr. Waterman.
Yes.
Ms. Dolan.
Yes.
Ms. Bennett.
Yes.
Vice President Cobus.
Yes.
Ms. Holmes.
Yes.
Mr. Angelo.
Yes.
Ms. DeSimone.
Yes.
President Delicio.
Yes.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you. Motion passes.
That concludes the business of Traffic and Transportation Committee.
Thank you. Vice President Cobus.
The IT and Infrastructure Committee doesn't have any business tonight. We call for a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. Councilor Holmes.
Zoning and land use has no business this evening, but we'll call for committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. Who is the vice for city property? Michael. Okay, we'll recognize.
City Property and Claims has no business tonight. We call for a meeting at the next appropriate time.
Okay, and Mr. Angelo.
Personnel, Veterans, and Human Services Committee has no business tonight. Call for a meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. And Councilor DeSimone.
Yes, thank you very much. Ordinances, elections, and legislative matters has one item, and just some information. From the docket of August 16th, 2022, I move to hold a joint public hearing with the Planning Board on September 20th, 2022, for the proposed amendments to Section 17, Table of Use Regulations and Definitions as it pertains to marijuana.
Second.
Thank you, Vice President Cobus. Councilor DeSimone, any questions? Any comments?
No, thank you.
Okay. This requires, any questions, comments from the council? This is just for a public hearing. Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you, President Delafield. And just by way of information, at Thursday's committee meeting, I hope to discuss and vote out 4 items or 4 matters that pertaining to the NIPS, the water assessment ordinance, the illegal dumping ordinance, and the exemption period for plastic containers and straws. Just a heads up. Thursday. We're having a committee meeting on Thursday.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else? Like, calling a meeting?
Oh, well,
Well,
it's
technically it's
Thursday.
called, but yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Nope, just trying to keep everything in line here. All right, and then, sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right, I've got 18 different pages, so.
Sorry.
Council Bennett, can you call for a meeting for public safety?
Yes, reporting for public safety, no business for this evening. A call for a meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. And that's what I was reading off of, so my apologies, Council DeSimone.
Oh, no, that's all right.
All right. There is no old business. We do have two pieces of new business. For the first, I'll recognize Councilor Dolan.
Yes. I move to have the following new business assigned for a study and recommendation, amending section 10-4.12 for the revised ordinance by adding intersection of Pine Street and Carpenter Street as a designated multi-way stop.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Holmes. Motion is in order. Any comments?
I've had a couple resident complaints, and I drive down this road often as well, so I definitely feel for them, and I feel like it should go to traffic study so that they can at least supply us with an opinion, because it is a tough intersection, and there are a lot of accidents there, so I'd like to see what they have to say.
Sure. Any other questions or comments? I will refer that to Traffic and Transportation. Councilor Bennett, would you like to call for a public hearing on September 20th?
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Councilor Bennett, would you also like to refer that to Traffic Study?
Yes, please.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. We will now recognize Vice President Kobus.
I move to have the following new business assigned for study and recommendation, change section 2-19 Economic Development Board of the city's ordinances to reflect the organization change from Chairman of the Municipal Council's Committee on Capital Improvements and City Development to Chairman of Finance Committee.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Dolan. Any comments?
This is just some housekeeping to change the language.
Okay. Any additional questions, comments, concerns?
Yes, I will promptly be amending chairman to chair.
Good.
Good find.
Heads up.
Yes.
Other than that, none.
All right. She was waiting. She was waiting, guys. I saw the head bobbing. All right. All those we'll refer that to the Ordinance Committee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Before,
President Dilsey, public hearing, ordinance amendment?
it is an ordinance change. We'll call for a public hearing on 9/20.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Before we adjourn, just want to remind everyone that we are meeting at 6:30. Personnel on Thursday, meeting at 6:30.
Yes.
It's going to be committee reports, so there will be only a couple of committee reports after the committee meetings. We just want to focus on getting out anything that really can't wait until September 6th. September 6th, we won't have public hearings because it's the primary. So anything that can wait until September 6th realistically should wait, or can wait, rather. And then the last thing is I want to wish our colleague, Councilor Peter Blair, speedy recovery. He's dealing with some health ailments, but he's a tough cookie. Anyone who knows him knows he's about as tough as they come. So, Pete, hope you're doing well, pal. That being said, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned at 7:52. Thanks, everyone.